Demon Hunter is as Demon Hunter does. A little bit of Forrest Gump. Why am I throwing out a Forrest Gump reference? Well, this Demon Hunter certainly knows how to run. Run away. Everywhere I go, I was running. Actually, more like flying. Demon Hunters, one and only class in WoW that can actually fly in battlegrounds. Here's the situation. Horde have about a 20-30 point lead, that ballpark, and very little time left, but we have 3 bases. They have 2. I see there's problems over at stables. Nobody called it, but I noticed because I looked. Heading over there, this guy doesn't realize what's going on. That's one person who doesn't know what's going on. But this guy sees what's going on at stables, and then he changes his mind. Let's turn around. I think he's a Horde undercover agent because the difference between winning and losing is holding on to stables here. You don't have to live. You just got to hold on to it. And this guy rode away from it. Rode away from it. Now, here I am at about a 1v5. So the fact of the matter is we're probably not going to win this anyway. 2v5 is not going to make a difference. But talk about doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. It just makes me scratch my head. And of course, we lose. I'm not sure what this ability is that kind of turns people into strange things, but this is a really good one. I'm kind of a cross between SpongeBob, a fairy, and a fern. So all in one. I'm a fairy fern SpongeBob, and so is everybody else in the battleground. I don't know what these things are called. I don't know what the ability that does this is called, but I'm sure somebody could help me out with it. But I love these little guys. These little guys were one thing that absolutely amused me in Warlords of Jade All the Fun. I love these little guys. They're great. Let me know your thoughts. Guys, what do they call these things? I call them SpongeBob Fern Fairies. What do you call them? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. But yeah, we're ready to go create some havoc. Oh, this is fun. There are a lot of talents that Blizzard comes up with, especially PvP talents that they come up with that I just really just got to ask myself, WTF? And here's one of them. Now, this was a talent that they used with Death Knights, and they thought it was so great that they decided, hey, let's give it to Warriors, where you reduce down to 1 health. Chances are you got obliterated and drained. That's why you're at 1 health, but whatever. And if you can get back up to full health, you can continue to fight. It's just, oh, it's an annoying talent because it takes my killing blows away. And quite honestly, it really isn't good for PvP. Don't choose that talent. I don't know what other stuff you could choose, but whatever it is, just choose it. I know a lot of times I point the finger at somebody else for doing something stupid, but I also point the finger at myself. Here we have a druid and a warrior hunting down a mage. The warrior has brains, believe it or not, and he decides this isn't worth it. And he's 100% right. But me and the druid, we have a little bit of a different plan here. We're going to go after this goblin mage, because there's nothing more annoying than a goblin mage, really. Let's be honest. Maybe a gnome mage, okay? But goblins, gnomes, we all love to hate them. So he thinks he's gonna get away. We're chasing him down. I got 2 succubuses out, you know, and the druid's after him. I'm after him. Now the druid's starting to realize that this might not be a good idea, but good old Luxley's like, no, it's a good idea. We're gonna stick with this. Because it's Satiric Valley. We're winning pretty big, so he ice blocks. The druid says, okay, enough of this, but oh, no, he didn't exactly say it yet. He's still with me. But the problem is this. Okay, here the mage decides he's gonna go hide behind Mommy. He's gonna go hide behind Mommy, the NPCs. Now, since the druid's melee, he knows he can't engage. However, I'm not melee, so I could still engage. And honestly, I would probably do the same thing when I'm outnumbered in this scenario as this guy. Now, here's a random NPC who's coming after me, and I just have to take down this mage. It's just become like something I have to do, like breathe. Okay, I just have to take this mage down one way or another. Of course, these NPCs are gonna get me, but I'm gonna get the mage. Thanks for playing. Satiric Valley is still one of my favorite battlegrounds. Let me know what one of your favorite battlegrounds is. I really like Satiric Valley, except when this happens. When Captain Galv, who's been killed about 1 million times by me, starts to go out the door to go play in the snow, okay, it's a bad idea for anybody, okay? And you don't want to do this. You don't want to taunt him outside, because this is what happens. He decides to come back, he miraculously gets full health back, and then he starts to kick ass again. But wait, there's more. Somebody decides to do it again and taunt him and leave and have him go out and reset, but this time we take out more health. Now there he goes again. This is usually a hunter, and this is, I believe, the reason why hunters got the name hunters, because once again Galv is in that same position, which means he's going to reset, he's going to get all his health back, and it's not really that big of a deal here. But I'm sure you guys have experienced this. You know what I'm talking about. There have been times where he's been down to 5-10% health and somebody resets him and he just stands there like, okay, what's up?